Hello friends, my name is VICS the Luga and as always we are back with our daily lifestyle tip. And as you can read in the heading, it's very clear. It says distraction leads to distraction. I repeat, distraction leads to distraction. I hope you get the difference. Distraction, distraction leads to destruction. Think about it closely. Whenever you are distracted from what you had planned to do, what will come out in the end will be that you will be distracted from what you were looking at, and in the end you will be distracted. What am I trying to talk about? Think about it this way. Take an example of someone who is an athlete who is preparing maybe for Olympics. And now this athlete has a certain schedule to follow. But then for 2 to 3 days, he faces distraction. Maybe he gets an injury and he fails to train for the next 3 days. Yet the rest of the teammates are training. What will happen? That this athlete's career will be destroyed. All the schedule will be destroyed, and that will hinder him from reaching the goal he or she wanted. So whenever you are preparing for anything, you should first prepare. If I'm preparing to carry out a certain task, if I'm preparing to work on a certain goal, if I'm preparing to write a certain book, write a certain song, pass out a certain message, you should first ask yourself, what are the possible distractions I'm going to find? Then when you find those distractions, then find the possible means of how much you can protect yourself from those distractions so that they don't destroy you. Because the moment you accept a distraction to come to you, distraction after distraction after distraction will lead to total destruction. So it's important to prepare our minds not to be bombarded by the society, not to be bombarded by the world. It's because check what's happening today. As you are still reading about the news, COVID-19 was found, then you were happy. Today you are reading COVID-19, lockdown and curfew. Then tomorrow you are reading a vaccine is out. From this side there is a vaccine. As you're still seeing a vaccine from this side, then this way they tell you a new mutation that is more lethal. As you're still looking at a mutation which is more lethal, then the politicians are pushing their agenda from this side. Then as you are still looking at the politicians this side, then your children are at the back doing this. So there are a lot of distractions happening. Yet personally, as a person, you have your own goals. You have your own objectives you wish to fulfill. Tell me, amidst of all this, how will you be able to handle? As you're still working on that, there is a certain addiction that is coming back from up. It's saying, hey, I'm back. You thought I went, I'm back with you right now. Think about it. Amidst of all those distractions, you need a proper plan of training your mind to focus, the ability to focus, the ability to know that, okay, I'm going on social media, but I'm going to visit this and this page, watch such and such content, then switch off the phone, then do this. But then most of us will go on social media with no plan. You say, I'm in my free time, then you start checking. Subconsciously you start seeing pictures and everything. You start being driven where you didn't want to go. Yes, that way, maybe as you're being driven, you may be driven to something you wanted, but you didn't know but you wanted. But then the biggest problem is if this continues to happen every now and then, whereby you keep being distracted. Maybe you had planned to go and check on social media for around 10 minutes. You find yourself spending an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. What will those total up to at the end of the month, or even a year, or in the lifetime? It's important to help our mind focus, to always remind ourselves. I too struggle with it. We have always remind ourselves amidst of all the distraction in the world. You ask yourself, what's my purpose? How can I train my mind to avoid this distraction so that I'm not destroyed at the end? That's our daily lifestyle tip for today. So put down in the comment section below, what do you think? How do you think? How best can we avoid distractions? And what are your ways of avoiding distractions so that you are able to achieve your goals? Thank you. VICS the Luga Phonics.